Team of the Week has been throwing us some curveballs lately, so I leaned into it, and I think I hit this one out of the park. Let's check out my predictions for Week 10. What's good, everybody? What's going on? It's your boy Rob, aka Roboto. Look, Team of the Week, Week 10 is here. We got it coming to you fresh off the presses. Made some images, made some edits off some cool performances I've seen in the past. Of course, we got the Player of the Week, with the Offensive Hero, Defensive Hero, and the Limited, which is, of course, a current day player who had a past fire performance. But before we get into all that, just want to let you know, if you are new here, appreciate you for stopping by. Click the subscribe button down below, little notification bell right next to it. You get notified anytime I'm live with brand new content. When you do all that, also smash the like button, 30 likes, and we'll open up a bundle. Team of the Week, maybe get some Autumn Blast bundles going, who knows, we'll figure it out. But 30 likes, smash that like button, and we will get that cooking. Also, be on the lookout, Wednesday we're gonna have a stream coming, special stream, NBA draft stream. It's gonna be giveaway time over there on the stream. We're gonna give away some awesome things for getting 500 followers on Twitch. So make sure you guys follow along. All the socials right here, I was pointing the wrong way. Socials are right here, follow along right there. So Twitch, Wednesday night, NBA draft. We're gonna do a special stream. We're gonna give away a couple cool things. So let's jump right into the content though for Team of the Week, Week 10. All right, so we are back for Team of the Week, Week 10. Here is the spreadsheet where we are at right now for things in Team of the Week. So last week, predictions, I'd say we got 2.5 out of 4 right. Josh Allen, check. James Harrison, check. We got the LTD running back, but the wrong one. I mean, I went and I said McCaffrey because I didn't think EA was going to hook up AP. They didn't hook up AP. They gave it to Melvin Gordon, whatever. And then the offensive hero there was Matt Burke. With all that in mind, as we look over here on the chart and over here on the side here, especially on the Legends end, there's 2 positions that are wide open. And given that we have a new promo, given that we have some new content coming out this week with the Autumn Blast, I think this might be perfect time for EA to kind of finish out the rest of the roster. So we'll jump into that too. Of course, Team of the Week, Player of the Week is the guy who had the best or a great performance this week. So based on that, it looks like we're going to have to go into a direction that might be a little interesting this week. So let's just jump right in and let's see who we got first for the LTD. All right, so first up here for the Limited, we have Zach Ertz. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles tight end Zach Ertz, obviously he's still on the team, might not be there for too long, who knows in the future, but he had a stellar performance in 2018 against the Cowboys. 14 catches, 146 yards, 2 tutties. As far as the stats go on the card, I kind of based it off his Rivals card. The Rivals obviously is the last card that he has. I think it's time for him to get an upgrade. It looks like we're getting more of these cards that are original kind of Series 1 solo rewards are getting upgrades. Obviously, we got a Ronnie Lott upgrade. We got a Jack Youngblood upgrade recently. We already know we're getting Fitz upgraded. So I think the Rivals 1 master here, Zach Ertz, I think he's going to get an upgrade too. We also see Jalen Smith is going to come up in the Autumn Blast promo. So I think Zach Ertz kind of makes too much sense here from both the EA standpoint and a solid performance standpoint as well. He did lose this game, so it might hurt him a little bit, and we'll check out some other options later on. But I'm going Zach Ertz here for LTD. And his archetype there too, 93 overall, vertical threat, 89 speed, medium route running's at 88. I put him at there, but he can get that up easy to 90 with proper chems. So I don't think it'd be too much of a hassle to get him up there. Obviously, this is all projected stats, right? Making this all up. So who knows what EA actually does. Hopefully they actually do hook up his medium route running. Next up, the offensive hero. Now I'm going solely based on EA's trends, right? We know we got Burke last week to fill out the center position. Here's a good name to fill out the tackle position, Ryan Clady. It was between him and another tackle, but I went with Clady. He's kind of the bigger name, so to speak. A couple of times in the Pro Bowl, played with Peyton Manning, obviously. This performance in particular, I believe Kyle Orton had 4 touchdowns. And usually when EA is giving it, it's for a big performance from that week. So Will Shields were the offensive lineman for the Chiefs when the Chiefs had a big game. Matt Burke with Peterson last week. So here we go with Clady. 4-tutty game there for Kyle Orton. So giving it to Clady there. He's going to be a pass protector, left tackle. He has Jets and Broncos chems. So overall, it's a solid card. I made him a really good pass blocker there. Solid run block though too. It's pretty balanced, but you know, EA, they're probably gonna screw it up and you know, not have this card be a balance card because it doesn't matter. It's a lineman really. So But I'm picking Ryan Clady here as my projection. All right, on the defensive side of the ball, it was kind of a hard choice, and I kind of just settled on Darius Butler. Now, a couple caveats here. Number one, yes, I have him listed at free safety. He played free safety after researching a little bit. Now, I know some people would be like, oh, he was a corner. He was a corner, but he also played a little free safety too in his time with the Colts towards the end of his career. And I think if we see anything based on history, obviously Ed Reed, number one, case in point, they have him at strong safety. He technically is kind of a free safety, but you're kind of picking nits at that point. Same thing here with Darius Butler, in my opinion. We don't need another corner. He's played free safety in his career. He's been back there. He's been listed as free safety on multiple depth charts. So he snagged 2 INTs, including a pick 6 plus a fumble recovery and 4 tackles in the Colts 27-10 win in 2012. So he has Colts, Patriots, and Panthers chems there. Overall, balanced him pretty well. 91 speed there. Obviously made him more of a man coverage guy there, but made him a hybrid archetype. Just kind of couldn't really find a good balance there for him because his zone wasn't too bad. I based this off of his Madden 17 card, I think, and then Clady previously also. I kind of balanced that off his Madden 17, I think 16, one of those two. So Darius Butler, I don't think it's a bad choice here. Multiple team chems. Hit power is going to be a little low, tackle's going to be a little low, but he's more of a, he's going to drop back in coverage type dude in man coverage at least. So I'm going with Darius Butler here. Now for the player of the week, I kind of just looked at the fantasy standings and I went with the dude who had the highest score, and it's Alvin Kamara. Now looking at his box score, he had under 100 total yards, but he had 3 tutties and the Saints won. Also too, as we saw last week with Josh Allen, precedent has been set that standouts can get these team of the week upgrades now. So I'm going to go with Kamara. Obviously, there's another choice in Kyler Murray here. Obviously, there's another idea in DeAndre Hopkins. Obviously, there's a couple more ideas, and we'll go over why I'm thinking to not give them to those guys, but I could be wrong, obviously. But I'm going to go with Kamara here. I think a 92 would be good for him. His speed is right there. He's going to be a good receiving back out of the backfield. So I'm just going to go Alvin Kamara there. He's always a good name for EA. Always a good name for Ultimate Team. It's good to get him an upgrade, get him another card there. See what we can do here in the new series with Alvin Kamara as one of the premier receiving backs, with Saquon Barkley right there. Give him some competition. It's about time. We haven't had a running back in a couple weeks for Team of the Week since Derrick Henry. We had Corey Dillon, but I mean, as far as Player of the Week, it's been a little bit since we had a good current name running back there. So as per always, I do like to show my work, in particular the research and items that I found when researching week 10. So right here, we can start on the Player of the Week side there. There's a bunch of good nominees, a bunch of guys who don't have power-ups or previous cards. And as we saw, precedent was set with Chase Claypool. You don't need a power-up to get a Player of the Week card. So Ronald Jones, Valdez Scantling there from the Packers. Keelan Cole is an interesting name. He had a punt return touchdown, receiving touchdown. Naheem Hines, DeAndre Swift, Jeff Heath, safety for the Raiders. Cole Beasley, Willie Snead, receiver for the Ravens. Cole Beasley for the Bills. Daniel Jones, my guy Danny Dimes. I know there's a lot of chatter out there about a Danny Dimes upgrade, a Player of the Week upgrade. I'd love it. I'd welcome it. I'd crave it. I'd put him at my quarterback immediately, but I watched the game. He was all right. He had the flashy run. He had a couple good passes, but he was all right. Marlon Jones, I put Keelan Cole twice. Didn't mean to do that, but Marlon Jones there. Deontay Johnson from the Steelers. Gibson, Washington football team running back there. T. Higgins, I mean, he's been having a solid year all year for the Bengals. Catch passes from Burrow. He's been having a solid year. I'd see T. Higgins, if maybe not a Player of the Week, but now down here, by the way, like as soon as we cross, I'd say like Swift. These guys are just like names I'm thinking we can get a Player of the Week card or a Team of the Week card, right? A lower 89 to 80 overall, whatever that range is. So I think T. Higgins, Damian Harris, running back from the Patriots, could also get one. And then on the defensive side of the ball, Willis, Cunningham, Singleton, again from the Eagles, Cunningham from the Texans, I believe, Tony Brown, Kyle Duggar, Terez Hall, Micah Kaiser, Darius Williams, Javon Greenlaw. And then some +1 names. Kamara, obviously I picked him Player of the Week, but Kamara, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Mike Evans, Nick Chubb, Kyler Murray, Ben Roethlisberger, DeAndre Hopkins, Stephon Diggs, Josh Jacobs. Juju's in dire need of an upgrade. Stafford, Kevin Byard, Darius Leonard, Kenny Vaccaro, Jamie Collins, Jordan Poyer, Demario Davis, and Malcolm Jenkins. So there's a lot of solid names there. I think if I had to pick somebody that wasn't Kamara to get a Player of the Week card, Brady just got one not too long ago. Rodgers too. Mike Evans could be an interesting name to just pick randomly, even though he didn't have a great game. He did catch a tutty. Nick Chubb's back. Do we see a Nick Chubb upgrade so we can go through his kind of power-up path there with his Derwin versus the World card? Kyler Murray, another great week for Kyler. He definitely deserves it. And of course, the guy who threw the game-winning tutty too there in DeAndre Hopkins. And like I said, Juju Smith-Schuster is in dire need of an upgrade. He only has an 80 right now. So I could see that happening for Juju sooner rather than later in some way, shape, or form. Offensive heroes, it started off good and then it got sad, as you can see by all these frowny faces. Marshawn Lynch had a good game in 2014. Maybe that's another team that gets one of their linemen picked up. So Marshawn Lynch there. Jordy Nelson for the Packers as well was solid. And Michael Roos is the other offensive lineman I was considering, former Titans offensive lineman, I believe. They had a big game, I believe, when he was blocking for Chris Johnson, which is right here, CJ2K. Now here's all the frowny faces. Megatron, Michael Vick, Randy Moss, Adrian Peterson, Chris Johnson, Kurt Warner, Donovan McNabb, and in particular, right down here in 2004, Peyton Manning, Dante Culpepper, Terrell Owens, Brett Favre, Donovan McNabb, Joe Horn, and Robert Mathis, all in the same week 10, had insane performances. The quarterbacks threw at least 3 tutties each, I believe. T.O. had 3 tutties. Joe Horn had a big receiving game. Robert Mathis had a couple sacks. So all those guys are there, but I don't think they'd actually be considered for this. I think their names are too big overall. And some of the guys already have cards. So just want to shout them out real quick. We also have an interesting name in Willie Parker. Look out for Willie Parker, maybe Carson Palmer, Mark Bulger. Also Plaxico Burress. I'd love a Plaxico, obviously, Giants fan. Tommy Maddox, Isaac Bruce, probably another one of those too big for this. Jamal Lewis, maybe, and Jake Plummer. On the defensive side, Jaquan Jarrett, former Eagles legend, Rob Ninkovich, Cameron Wembley, Terrence Newman, cornerback from the Cowboys. I used to hate going up against him. Butler, as we went over earlier, Tim Jennings, Antonio Cromartie's joining this group of big names. That's probably not going to get one, but he had a 3-interception game. Carlos Dansby, Julius Pepper is another big name. Simeon Rice actually had a solid game in 05, so don't be surprised if Simeon Rice gets the call up here. Very good performance there in 05. Andre Davis also had a good performance back in 03. And I mean, I'm going to say this name only because his game was insane in week 10. I'm going to look at it. We're going to look at it real quick. The only issue is, for obvious reasons, he's probably not going to be in the game. So against my football Giants in 2005, this player had a huge game, 3 interceptions, a touchdown, 4 tackles. That's a huge game. But unfortunately, Darren Sharper is quite possibly the scum of the earth. So he probably won't be in this game at all. But if you're looking for a free safety that had a big game, Darren Sharper's right there. He fills it, and I guarantee you he'd sell a lot of packs. He's a Packers, Vikings, Saints theme teamer. So yeah, if Darren Sharper wasn't a scum of the earth, as according to all the court documents in his 18-year jail sentence, he probably would be the pick here. But unfortunately, he's not the one. So we're going to close it out here on LTD, so we're not ending it on a completely horrible note. We're going to look at a couple names here at LTDs. Obviously, we went with Ertz as the name. Jamal Adams, but he already has an LTD, so I don't think they'd do that to double up on us. Cam Newton, Robert Woods, Mark Ingram, Ezekiel Elliott, Kirk Cousins, Larry Fitzgerald, and Phillip Rivers in 06. Some other names that I think are just so interesting for one reason or another. Aaron Rodgers, obviously, but he already has an LTD. And then there's 3 guys here: Jadeveon Clowney, Dez Bryant, and Antonio Brown, all back in the league in some shape or form. We haven't gotten a Clowney card at all. Antonio Brown and Dez are relatively newer signings, so I really doubt those, but both of them had great games back in 14 and 15 respectively. But Clowney, 2019, last year, he had a big game. Is this where we get the new Clowney card? Is this where we get the Clowney upgrade? Make it a limited on Tuesday while we're already in the middle of a promo. That'd be huge. And I think a Clowney, even if it is limited, I think Clowney would be welcomed. So I kind of just picked one of Ertz as a safe bet. I think my backup would have been Cam Newton there in 2017 and maybe Phillip Rivers in 06. Good excuse to get him an upgrade too, right? So yeah, that's about it. That's the full list I got. Once again, to go over the top guys here that we're going with for week 10 on my channel. We're going with Alvin Kamara as the player of the week, Ryan Clady as the offensive hero, Darius Butler as the defensive hero, and Zach Ertz as the limited time card. There are a bunch of names here that I've also considered. Obviously, some are too big for this program. Obviously, some don't deserve to be in the game at all. Just a couple things, just a couple thoughts to consider. This is my predictions for this week. Hope you like the art. If you guys like the art, I would really appreciate it if you went ahead and gave a thumbs up, liked the video, showed you love. I'm also going to be tweeting out these artworks later on in the day, probably when EA sends out the little teaser, so I can kind of jump in there and show off the artwork that I made. So that's going to do it for the video, though, guys. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. Those are my picks. Let me know who you guys think are the picks for Week 10 Team of the Week. Thanks for stopping by. Catch you next time.